welcome to the Karma Cast. Karma Kraken?
Karma Kraken cast.
Karma Kraken Cast. Yeah.
Krusty Kraken.
On my left. Left.
Which people at home can't see.
No.
No. Is Anth.
To my right.
Steve Perry! SiFi.
And I'm Tyney.
He was on the radio all last week, Steve Perry.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. Yes, that was the Bart from Beyond.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing Tracks on My Ears on Radio 2.
Mm.
Fucking hate Radio 2.
Oh.
Forced to listen to it every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just play the same songs over and over.
Well, I work in a shop, so they just literally play the same songs over and over again.
But the main question is, have you been hit by a worm yet?
Oh,
I
wow, again?
wouldn't mind that.
Have you been hit by one again yet?
Me, no, I wear headphones at work.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cheating.
I'm allowed to wear headphones if I keep forgetting them. And it just destroys my phone battery. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my purgatory.
Oh man.
We're here to talk about all things geeky and board gaming and ooh.
They couldn't see that.
Oh no, my hand's too short. I'm too little.
There we go. I'll do it for you.
Ooh, there we go. Hand doesn't it?
Oh no, it isn't. We had a break last week, didn't we?
We did.
We did.
No time spell.
Yeah.
I went to a comedy gig. It was very fun.
But if you notice, we're fancy.
Oh yes, we
Oh.
are.
Got an upgrade.
And touch orange on the cards. Look, real time!
Yeah.
We've got two cameras. We've got a close-up camera and an action cam. Or two cameras to do things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can set it up so like we can actually, you can have a good look at our board as we play,
Yeah.
or we can do what we're doing currently and show you close-ups of our cards.
And I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to using it actually.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yes.
Instead of sort of like trying to shove things towards the camera going,
And
"Take focus."
and wait for it to focus. Yeah. Essentially, the idea is literally we'll have it set up and we'll have like a little box, and that box will go, "This is on camera. Put your hand here or your card here, and it will show off."
Yeah.
And the way that the camera's set up, hopefully, it will just autofocus onto it. Or it'll just be snapped to a certain point, like it should be currently.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I hit the zoom button a few times, so I might have thrown it off a bit.
It'd be fine.
But yeah, we will get a fancy background as well at some point.
Mm.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
I'll look at it.
Tiny's a social media and thumbnail fairy now.
Yeah, I'm got GIMP.
Yeah.
I won't Photoshop, but GIMP works.
GIMP
GIMP's
works.
fine.
Gimps are always the best way. But also, I've got this that I've picked up.
Yes.
Legend of the Five Rings, and I've actually started understanding the rules.
I gave it a glance over. It baffled me halfway through. The lore part of it sounded really nice.
Yeah.
The rules part of it.
It's actually it's a lot simpler than D&D in certain respects. In other respects, it's not.
Yeah.
Essentially, when everybody has to be a bit more narrative, like a bit more, explain a bit better. Like, I want to cross the street. How are you going to cross the street?
Oh.
I'm going to run across it. Right. That affects how difficult the test is going to be. And so each test has a level. One, you're carrying a bag of groceries.
Yeah.
2, you're running with a bag of groceries. 3, you're running with a pair of scissors. And essentially, that's the score you need to get on your test.
Yeah.
And the test is made up of 2 parts. You build a dice pool, which is your skill and your affinity. So, say you're athletic, that's your skill that you're using for running. But you're doing it recklessly, so that's passion, so that's fire. So you take those 2 scores, and that's the dice you roll.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
then each success, if you get successes, it beats the test. But then there's things like spectacular success, which is a critical in D&D terms. And then there's this one that I can't quite get my head around yet because I don't think I've reached it, which is I want to say fortune, but it's not fortune. It's like the ill omen sort of thing.
Right.
And every time you roll one and you leave it in the pool, because you can swap around your pool, you have to mark it down. And when it gets to a certain point, bad things happen.
Oh, okay.
Like you trip and snap your ankle or something,
Mm.
or a guard notices you and remembers your face.
Oh.
And it is all up to the DM's discretion.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it's very heavy.
Yeah.
I love the look of it.
It looks beautiful. I will say that. Yeah.
The character creation, when I first looked at it, I was like, but what I didn't notice, and I'll actually open it up if I can get to the right page. I probably should have marked it, but then again, I didn't think I was gonna.
No, people get to see the sort of artwork.
Oh no, it's gone. Maybe the camera is just a little bit behind. Oh, maybe not. So when you're building a character,
Mm.
Strife, that's it. Not alone, Strife.
I think someone, because I know someone else had run it and they were talking about Strife being like kind of like Strain in Imperial Assault.
Yes, I would definitely agree with that.
It's like internal struggle, and you're like,
Oh, okay.
because apparently the Honourable Samurai done short emotion and all
Yeah.
like,
You got
where it's like if you are like getting
Composure.
angry,
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, I got angry and it showed, and oh no, I better go cry in a corner for an hour. Ah!
I must go a ton by beating myself with a stick. Not because I am a samurai, just because I'm into kinky shit.
Yes.
But yeah, creating a character, looking at it, it looks very daunting, but it has a 20 question thing. So quite literally, it asks you a question
Mm.
and you answer it, and that fills out your character sheet.
Oh wow. Okay.
So essentially,
You just follow.
what clan do you belong to? So let's go crab. There you go. There's answer 1. And then as you go through, because there's all these clans. 2, what family does your character belong to? Because there's the clans, the families, then there's the schools you attend.
Oh.
And it does sound very in depth, and I still am wrapping my head around little bits here and there.
Mm.
But I am looking forward to playing it.
Okay.
And the camera's just having a bit of a moment right now. Calm down. Stop it.
What?
It's pulsing like a heart. That's
It
weird.
is.
Right, so let's see if I close the book and it stops doing that.
Just activate the loud coke.
Yeah, that was really weird. The book was pulsing the camera.
Just trying to read every single word.
Yeah,
I need to focus on every word.
Oh, it's just magical.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I picked up the core book,
Mhm.
the DM screen, and this comes with the DM screen. It's like a mini adventure and a bit of an introduction.
Yeah.
There's a source book out this month, and then there's lots. I didn't realise there was that much. Just extra resources on FFG.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
From what I'm aware, I don't know the exact order, but you've got one, like this one here, and the one in the core book are linked together with an online one,
Yes.
and the 3 link together to create a story as your technically like introduction to the game. So you buy the starter box.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'm doing an adventure, and then I think you get the GM screen and the core book, and then that extends the story further, and then you go online and you get this other adventure, and I think that extends it even further and unlocks the classes.
I think you're right. However, I think it should be stated this that has the mini story in it is an introduction point as well, so you don't actually have to play the original bit to carry on the story. Yeah,
Mm.
you just start. I think the intro set starts you as one of the minor clans, or you could start as one of the minor clan that owns the city that's in this story. And then I think the Imperial Palace one, which is the one online, again, you don't have to play the previous 2. You can just jump in.
Oh.
So is it traditional D&D dice, or is it like the Star Wars one where you have to go buy your own dice?
You have to go buy your own.
Well, special dice.
FFG special.
Yeah,
Oh,
which you
so
can't
it's-
use for any other game.
Yeah.
But there is a table in here
Mm.
that shows you the what's the word?
Like
It's relevant
symbol.
side on
Yeah,
relevant side on a D6 and a D12.
Okay.
So if you just use D6s and D12s, you can use the
you
reference.
could use your own. Oh, okay.
It was the same in Edge of the Empire. You got in the core book, you've got a little table which was like, these are what the swords are and how they mean and stuff like that.
And I see what you guys mentioned earlier that there's an app or something.
There is
or-
an app which is a lot cheaper than a bag of dice.
There's
So,
the
modern age.
Star Wars app as
But
well.
like,
which is
you don't
great.
like that sort of thing, do you? Because you're sort of like, your phone might run out, or you
If your
rely
phone
on.
runs out of power and stuff, it is a bit awkward. But that just means you've got to keep your phone charged.
Yeah.
But I just like dice.
You like custom dice. To be honest with you, any
do.
game that has custom dice in it, you love.
I love dice.
That's
I was
mainly why
meant-
we're in Arcadia Quest debt.
Yeah. I was meant to get that hit location dice from Phoenix the other day, but
I
I
don't know
forgot.
what that's for.
It's for determining the
It's for
location where you
critical.
hit.
There's a crotch shot.
So you hit someone in the crotch, and it's like, yeah, hit them in the crotch. It's for games that require
Could you not just
locations to hit.
So, I actually think it'd be quite funny. It's like you could use it on critical failures or critical successes. So in our D&D session where that goblin fell over the side of the bridge and then impaled himself on the spear,
Yeah.
you could have done something like, oh, he actually landed crotch first on it, so impaled himself like Vlad the Impaler. Or you got a critical hit and you killed this person. Oh, you carved their heart out their chest. Yeah.
It also works. It's as like an alternative for some RPG games that work on hit locations. Like Woof Up is the one that jumps to mind.
Did you just sneeze there? I can't tell.
No, Woof Up, which is Warhammer Fantasy roleplay one, which I think is on their 4th edition. Or we'll just say 3rd edition because we don't count the FFG edition.
We don't talk of it anymore. All the lawsuits begin.
It was one of those ones where, again, they brought in the custom dice, and it's got a lot of books, and there is a lot to it, but it's just not as good as 2nd or 4th edition. 4th edition is really good now.
Yeah, that's a shame. That FFG, they have a track record of either doing really well or really badly.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
So many games that just sort of they're kicked out the door and ready.
well, I think the best RPG they've released was Dark Heresy, which was
Oh, the 40k, yeah.
for 40k, but you are Mr. Mook who's just been drafted by the Inquisition straight off the street,
Yep.
and you have no idea what you're doing, and an Inquisitor goes, "Go do this now, or die."
But you're telling me to go die? Yeah. Welcome to the 41st millennium.
I played in a campaign that I think that lasted, it was about 2 years almost, and the stories I can tell actually break every person who has played 40k. We actually had a kill count of what we had broken, which included a Mars class Titan ship. We broke a Titan. We went through 4 Thunderhawks, 6 Aquila landers, and a really big spaceship, and an Inquisitor's face. Because it turns out that as a powerful psychic Inquisitors can be, their faces don't match against a chainsaw.
As it should be.
Of which I was the greatest character, who was a Feral World Guardsman who was completely illiterate and had the pop-up version of the Imperial Guard primer. And while blind, beat everyone in a round of gambling and poker.
How did you blind yourself, or were you just blindfolded?
I may have looked into the warp a little bit too long and went, "Oh God!" and went blind.
I think that does more to you than go blind.
I passed that test.
You know that you stare into the void and the void stares back. Yes, and then it takes your soul. That is the void.
I think the part that took my soul was when I went into an alley and went, "There is a little voice that's been talking to me for a while. Let's just obey." And just went, well, if we're going to go all kills, let's just go whole hog. So I screamed, "Blood for the blood gods, blood for the skull throne," and decapitate people inside drinking blood. Because, why not?
Oh, okay.
I went from...
This is before the D&D session.
Yeah.
I went from, I think it was like 4 or 5 corruption points, which isn't many, to like 60. It was like, wow, yeah, you are corrupt. And I came back horribly mutated. And people were like, maybe you were just a little bit heretical there. Burn.
Nah. You never heard of extreme measures? That is there's so many RPGs that I'd love to try, and it's taken me so long just to even try D&D actually.
Yeah, there's so many good RPGs. So many.
But soon.
We see more days in our weeks, in our lives, really.
Well, I am actually trying to put together a doohickey for Legend of Five Rings. I'm looking directly at it and struggling to read it. Yeah. So in the new year, hopefully, I'm gonna DM Legend of Five Rings.
Ooh, fun.
Magic Madhouse currently have all of the L5R official playmats ridiculously cheap.
How cheap?
So I had 3 in a basket, and it was just over £20.
Oh, I haven't looked for a mat, so I might have to look at them.
Yeah,
because I don't play Legends of Five Rings, but their mats and artwork is beautiful.
And the guy who did this one on a Kickstarter is actually selling them individually now.
Ooh.
They're not cheap, like, but he's quite a large person in the L5R community and the L5R RPG community. Like, he joined the L5R group, and the top sticky post is him going, "I've done all this free downloadable stuff. Feel free to download it." And it's like all the wound tracks, all the status conditions, and then he goes, "By the way, if you want them professionally printing, here's a link as well, and I will do them for you." And it's like, he had a set, and it was like £100. I can't remember what it was, but it was like enough for like several parties worth, and it's like, can't just £500.
Sure you can. It's fine.
I might get some of the smaller things he does, and some of them. No, I don't need any more mats. I really don't need any more mats.
You always need more mats.
Do you need petrol or do you need a mat?
I need a cheeseburger. But yeah, Legend of Five Rings, looking forward to trying it. Hopefully we'll give you a bit more of an update on that.
Yeah.
As time goes on. Maybe even do. I'm doing a write-up for a D&D session in the vein that you're doing for yours.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to turn around and say I'll do one for the Legend of the Five Rings when I do that, because I'm just going to cripple myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we said, not enough days in the life ever.
Yeah, too much spent in limbo. Anyway, next order of business.
Keyforge.
Keyforge. As you can see, we've got.
Keyforge.
Yeah. Oh, that camera loves you. Yeah, we've got 3 decks out there. We're going to play some more games, even if we just do it for fun, actually.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a fun game.
Should we talk about our first tournament?
My first tournament ever.
Yes.
I'm very excited still.
I thought you did a Star one.
I did Splendor.
That doesn't really count as competitive tournament.
That was just an event, I think.
Yeah, it was just like an event.
But anyway, we did Keyforge.
Yeah.
Does everybody want to shout out their victory roll?
No.
3-2. 3 victories, 2 losses.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, 3-2.
And I was 3-2, and Anth was 4-1, wasn't it?
4-1, yeah.
You 4-1?
4-1.
Jesus.
I should have probably been 4-1 if it wasn't for that last game where I just went, I can't be asked arguing with you.
Or the bye, which was helpful.
No, that was a victory.
Oh, was that a victory?
That was a victory.
Oh,
yeah.
If they turned around and said, "Oh, you're missing the first round, you're not getting a win either," I would have gone, excuse me, I was in here at 10 AM and I put my name down. These 20 people behind me that you've given games to can fuck off.
Yeah, there was. I know they were having issues as well on the computer system regarding the buy, because every person I got a buy, it kept going. You go, okay, to win, and then it would apparently change it to a loss.
Yeah, I know.
And they kept having to manually override everything.
Well, do you want to know how well? Not Beanie Games did a wonderful job.
Oh, they did a good job.
But this just shows you something. Why have I only got 3 points? How much is it? Is a win? Is it 3 points? There's points. It's like, yes, it's a tournament. How do you think the system? Do you think the system just goes? Oh, there's more W's here than L's.
I don't understand the points. It's 3. So like,
it is 3 for a win. 1 for a draw.
1 for a draw and none for a loss.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice.
But the problem with that is, if the computer system that they were using was Tome, you could quite literally just punch whatever the hell you want into it and just do whatever the hell it wants.
Yeah.
Tome is garbage.
I believe it was probably Tom we were using.
It just
Once again, Speed Games did a wonderful job, I think.
yeah. 35 people, majority of them new to the game, or well, definitely new to the game. And from what I understand, everybody enjoyed the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything like majorly bad come back from it, so.
No, there's a few good games. I actually played a guy twice in one of them because I apologise to you that I smashed you uncontrollably in the first 10 minutes.
Did you kick him in the dick?
Yes.
I believe I rocket punched him in the dick. I think I let him forge a key because I played fertility charm, so I could have 4 amber, and I gave him 2, so he could forge a key.
So kind.
Because I also had the type mechanic on the edge, I was like, "Hey, you can forge a key." I forged this one and have enough amber to Keyforge for a second.
Smag.
Yeah.
So what was your houses on your deck?
It was
Mars.
No Mars. I was so happy I didn't get Mars.
Yeah, and yet me and Tyney both got Mars.
Yeah. I quite deck
I
I
got Untamed, Logos, and Dis. Yeah, Logos and Dis, and I had a useless card in the deck as well.
Oh, which one was that?
Martiantologist. There's this guy who's a Martiantologist in Logos who heals Mars creatures.
That's weird. You shouldn't. Yeah,
but he also stuns Mars creatures as well.
Yeah,
and attack
exactly
Mars.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're on about. But I was under the impression that he's one of those special ones, so it doesn't appear in decks that don't contain Mars.
No.
But
Are you going to write to FFG and complain?
No, because I
and then just get an instant that Skinner meme where it's just pathetic.
No, it's because the guy I played in the third game.
Right now.
The guy I played in the third game, I used him against him because he was running Mars.
Yeah.
He was the first person I ran into had Mars that day. So I equipped him with rocket boots and proceeded to reap with him twice, stunning his big creatures. And he was like, "Ah!"
The thing is, because it was a tournament and because I had the bye, I was sat watching 2 lads play, and neither of them had played many games. And if it was a friendly or whatever, I would be going, "Unfortunately, you can't do that," or "You should do this," and stuff like that. But I was watching this lad, and I'm like, "Why are you not playing Loot the Bodies?" Followed by that guy that destroys everything under power 3.
Yeah.
Oh, you just played the thing that destroyed everything under power 3, but didn't play Loot the Bodies. Internal screaming.
I would to apologise to you so profusely.
What's that?
One of my people I played did something that I do to you often and you hate. He took a thing back. He sort of played something and went, "Oh no, I took it back," and I'm like, "You can't do that." No. That's sort of
In friendly games, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
In tournaments, no.
Yeah.
In tournaments, if someone says, "Can I take that back?" You are well within your right to go, "No."
No, I can't.
But in a friendly game, because usually you're teaching people.
What was it? Playing Final Fantasy and Opus 1, so there was only the one set. It wasn't that new. It'd been out a month or so, and quite literally in a tournament, and I had this card called Minwoo. And Minwoo goes, any damage less than their power is ignored. So he goes, "I'll do this, and then I'll do this." I'm like, "Neither of them were enough to kill a monster." He goes, "Yeah, but I did them together," so I'm like... And quite literally, and he goes, "Well, I'm taking it back." I'm like, "No, you're not." But since then, every time I play Minwoo, now I go to anybody, I'll go, "Minwoo, Minwoo's there. Minwoo, you see Minwoo?" And every turn, Minwoo's still on the board.
And every time I play, I still go, "La la, oh yeah."
Quite literally, there is instances where I'll go, "Minwoo," and then they'll go, "All right, well, I'll do this spell," and then I'll do the spell, and I'm like, "Minwoo." I literally just told you Minwoo, and it's like, "Oh shit, yeah."
I do know Keyforge still. You will do the same thing with me, like, "Don't forget, there's this here." Yes. Oh, hang on.
To be fair, there's quite a few cards that we've been playing them, but then I think I've only been half reading them because you know that key abduction where you return all Mars creatures, and then you can forge a key at +9 minus how many cards you got.
Yeah.
It is return all Mars creatures. So if your opponent's got Mars creatures,
it
returns them as well. I didn't realise that until somebody used it on me.
No.
And the other thing was, it's like a lad that I played. He goes, bear flute, search for a bear. I'm like, how are you searching for the bear? Bear flute. I'm like, yeah, bear flute. But it's not an action. Yeah, it says around. No. It's an artifact that you tap for an action. He goes, ignore me, after already finding the bear and shuffling his deck.
Oh no!
So at this point, it's like game state ruined.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Like I might have done that, but I would have gone, oh shit, I'll just pop that.
To be fair, what was it? He did the one where he chooses 2 creatures and then chooses 2 of your creatures and you shuffle them back into the deck.
Yeah.
Because he was going so fast, I just picked them up and went. I just shuffled them into my discard. Put them down like, well, that's my fault. That I'm not seeing them again anytime soon. So yeah, that last game was a comedy of errors really, and it quite literally just got to the end. It's like I just have it.
Yeah.
just have it. I'm just done.
But our very own Anthony made it to top 5. So
Yeah, top 4.
4th place.
4th place.
Yeah. If Lee was there, he would have destroyed you all.
Oh, poorly citrus.
Poorly.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll make it to the next couple.
Mm.
There's one coming up on Tuesday, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the evenings. Yeah.
Tuesday evening, and then there's one another day.
I'm hoping to go to there's a January one, Stephen mentioned.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to go to that one.
Yeah.
Maybe try doing once a month, possibly.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if it's still alive.
Well,
Don't die. I like this game.
we'll have to excuse me. We'll have to make sure that we all make it to the big one, which is the one that is for the map. Don't ask me the date. I can't.
Yeah,
Beanies will put up the event.
yeah.
I think it's already up, to be honest. There is one on Saturday at OG Games York. I want to give them a shout out just because OG Games is actually pretty good.
Mm.
This is a nice little shop.
Yeah, in Whitby York.
So. It's a good name.
It could only be backed by Fat Split Street. That made you think, didn't it?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much Keyforge, really, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
We're still enjoying it. We're still going to keep playing games.
I mean, next one, Sam.
I'm not saying.
No.
I believe we're on.
10? Really? I thought it was more.
No, we're only on 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, ye of little faith. Those are rookie numbers. You need to crunch those numbers, push them
I
up.
know, I've seen. Although I'm quite enjoying at the moment the 2 penny arcade comics.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
they've been really good.
yeah. He who vaporizes elves. Yeah, and there are some awesome names. Like the one of the decks I got today, the blue one there, Aladdin of
Alston of Scroll Hall.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I didn't think it was Scrollhole. I thought it was Scrotum.
I told you to know that my friend picked up a deck and it's called Flim Flam.
Flip flap.
Can't remember the rest of it. I didn't care about the rest of the name.
It'd been awesome if it was just Flim Flam.
But it's like Flim Flam, something of the something. And I was just like, that's amazing. I would play that deck, but he's looking to try to play it, but he's not quite sure yet.
There's a couple of people still on the fence, isn't there?
There's a lot of people on the fence.
I generally think they should just give it a go.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the downside to it is if they pull one of those really tough decks, or one of those decks where they really don't like if they encounter me, like with my Mars thing, where they just play Mars and they go, Mars is terrible. I hate Mars.
I'm totally not doing this. So I'm just actually going to flip this over so people can have a look at it because I'm trying to zoom it in.
Have you already seen what you've just said?
We will have already registered.
Yeah, I've already registered it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And all it isn't among us for getting Amber, I don't think, because you can actually have that, someone else could register that deck on their account, right? But they don't get any Amber.
No.
And it's just like, I have this deck.
So with the chalk box.
Yeah.
The white card, isn't it? Or something like
Is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called.
It was on the on radio too. I'm learning so much joyous. Anyway, guys, so
Spotify.
yeah, I try to. Hopefully, you can see that a little bit better. It might be a little bit small on the side, but it is in focus and everything. So yeah, I actually there's some of the decks I got today I really like.
Maybe what today.
Yeah, I traded in some Magic the Gathering cards to Big Order cards. That's all the commendation you're getting from me because it took far too freaking long. And
That's one of the reasons I haven't bothered.
Yeah.
but the initial idea was I was going to trade them in, get a number of foils for Final Fantasy that I'm missing to complete my collection, and then the remainder would be in Keyforge decks, which we agreed on. That was fine. It was dandy. Finally got it sorted. Finally got the money. We've got one Keyforge deck. It's like we can order some more in, but somehow they managed to find another 2, so I got 3 off them.
Oh well.
That's good.
And yeah, I'm just doing it to show that the camera can do it really. But I'll probably post up the deck lists online.
Yeah, we mean sort of like put some stuff online.
Actually.
Yeah, we did for a while and then we stopped.
Yeah.
The thing is, if we use decks and link them in just say the name of the deck in the video or whatever, people could just go on the app and look at them really, can't they?
They can. Keep going. It's a search function.
Yeah.
Well, we could always go onto the website ourselves, find it, get the hyperlink, put that in the bottom in the description, and people don't have to look, they can just click a link.
Ooh.
Cool, you're volunteering.
Versus!
So we got, the Time Story videos we've done?
Yeah.
I loved playing Time Stories, but it took like a week for one of the videos to get a view.
I know. I know it's like myself, sadly.
Yeah.
I think Time Story. I think it's because a lot of the old Time Stories that it's kind of like a very niche game now. That people are like, yeah, Time Story. It's been. That's like so 2000 and.
It's such a good game, though.
It is really good. It's a classic.
It might be us game we play.
Yeah. To be honest, if people want to watch it, then more fool them.
Yeah.
Oh no, I uploaded episode 3 and there was actually a bit I needed to edit out because where I had to like get 2 successes on one roll and I rolled it and we all go yeah, we might have broken the mic at that point. So anybody who's watched that then come to watch this, I hope you've got ringing in your ears.
If not, go there and get ringing in your ears.
The rapturous joy. Knowing that it took, I think that was our 3rd attempt at me doing it.
Yeah, our third run trying.
Oh, sweet. Are you doing any of your reading out loud?
I am. I actually meant to do some last night after coming home from work, but I just crashed out.
Yeah.
Because
they're very good.
Mainly because I'm reading it. I'm sitting there. I'm reading what I wrote X years ago and going, that makes no sense. So then I'm actually reading it again.
Are you verbally editing, or are you just
sort of verbally editing? And I keep finding more and more random writing bits that I've just forgotten that I've done. Like I found one yesterday for it's a world where there's superheroes, but it's not from a superhero's perspective. It's from essentially a Fed who is tasked to take down these guys with superheroes if they're bad.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh.
And imagine John Constantine, but even more dick.
Awesome.
Quite literally, there's a bit where a guy hits him across the top of the temple with a gun, and he goes, "If you do that again, I'm gonna ram that where the sun don't shine." So the guy does it again, and like, I warned you. Does it, and he's interrogating his friend, and his friend's like there on the floor being sheepish and everything because of what he's just witnessed. Quite literally, it's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll take it out before the medics turn up." And then so he pulls it out, and he goes, "Wasn't even loaded." Bang! Maybe it was. But yeah, he's an absolute asshole. And I love him, especially when he's had things happen to him that make him an asshole. But then things get even worse for him. But that's another writing project. So I've got Broken Steel to finish. I've got the D&D. You've got Poppy and Bale on the go, which I still need to get that recording to you for. And then I've got a few other writing projects I want to catch up on.
You're still meant to look eventually at Dave at the End of the World.
Yes, I've got like writing projects coming up as well.
That was an amazing dream I had. It was a dream which was basically just an entire book idea, which is it's a guy who wakes up and the world is ending. He doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah, it's just a random bloke in the world as the world is ending, and he's trying to find out what's going on. He's not a hero. He's not a thing. It's just a bloke.
I thought you were going to say you just didn't care.
It's just a bloke gone. Like, he wakes up and he's like, why am I in London? I didn't go to sleep in London. How did I get here? And he's trying to find out why he's in London and the world is ending. It was an amazing dream that I had. And I gave you all the information.
Does the main character wear slacks and have an amazing beard?
No, but he should now.
He should now.
Yeah.
And a fur chance with cheese. Cheese. Is there anything else geeky? Because we're just sort of going off on a tangent.
Yeah, it's gone tangent.
I'm trying to think if there's any sort of real big news. It's Christmas. There's a lot of sales on.
Good segue. I found a really fun Christmas game that I want to buy and possibly play. It's from the wonderful company of Big Potato Games, and it's called Colour Brain. And it's very sort of cheesy party game. Essentially, you've got 11 colour cards.
So first you get me on the potatoes and then the cheese.
Yeah. It's really cheesy. It's very sort of, you can play with your mum and dad sort of thing. You've got 11 colour cards, and then there's like question cards or quiz cards, whatever. And it flips out, and it's sort of like sour cream and chive Pringles, and you sort of put down the colour of that.
Okay.
It sounds really fun. I'm probably not explaining very well, but I like it's called Colour Brain, and it sounds very, very fun.
Well,
it's like a Christmas game.
Yeah, we'll pop a link in for people to check out. I would like to do a poll at some point to see for what people would like to see us play. So I think we'll have a discussion about the options, but the things that immediately spring to mind for me is Arkham Horror, either the card game or the new board game. Blackstone Fortress, I wouldn't mind trying. It's the Games Workshop dungeon crawl set in 40k.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Essentially, it's an ancient space station, and you're there to try and like get its secrets, but there's lots of nasty things in there.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. The Harry Potter miniatures game.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't mind picking that up to give a go.
I would, yeah, I'd quite like that.
It does look a little interesting.
I also have the card game upstairs.
You do, the deck building game.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving that a go at some point.
I like Harry Potter.
Go get it. You'll like what I've got my mum for Christmas. I just bought it on a whim because I bought it and I'm looking going, that's just fucking stupid, but she'll like it. But I also would like to say, if we make 100 subscribers on YouTube, we will do a competition.
Yeah, like you give away.
We will also do one when we reach 69, but the police may or may not be involved afterwards.
Oh, if we reach 69, that's going to be so fun.
We will next stream. We'll start party popping and go, yeah, sexual innuendos. But yeah, 100. That'll be amazing.
It will.
Yeah.
If we finally overtake subscribers on YouTube over people following us on Facebook, I'll be happy.
We're slowly getting there.
Yeah, slowly.
Yeah.
Slowly.
And I'm doing my best. Well, when I have the willpower.
Yeah.
Well, we're all trying to spread the word, either by pagan rituals or not.
Smoke signals. I've got a couple of pigeons in the room.
Not anywhere, they're just flying
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Should probably set them off, actually.
What, like a cannon? Go! Boom! Oh well, at least you've got something for Christmas dinner then. But yeah, anything else anybody wants to talk about?
No, I know there's a Kickstarter that came out that everyone on a couple of pages is hyping over.
Oh, is that the Blitz thing, the German one?
Yeah.
No, it's called Grail, I think.
Alright.
I didn't click save because I looked at it and was like, yeah, it's alright, they're expensive, but not for me. But apparently it funded in like 24 hours, less than 24 hours.
Oh wow, okay.
I also can't search for it at all. Yeah, I don't know where it is. It'll turn up at some point. I'll pull like a link up. But, well, I'll get someone to pull a link up.
So professional we are. Just because we've got a new camera does not mean we're filth shit.
Both of you on your phones.
I got distracted by an Eevee hoodie, so I've got an excuse.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I first got distracted by that.
Why is that on there? Is that Deadpool knickers?
Black premium bikini set.
It looks like Deadpool knickers.
It looks like leather bikini.
It's no, I don't. There we go. Internet. Well,
I'll put a link in the description for that as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I really hate? EMP, which is a clothing site, it keeps showing me things, and they keep showing me these absolutely gorgeous dresses and all that, and I'm there going, right, well, I can't wear them, and I don't have a girlfriend, so... Oh.
Right, so hopefully this won't think about it. This is the art style. Now let's
Just
see if
right on
this
top of
works.
that. Let's see. Dune. There you go. Up. To the left. No, you're fine.
So that's kind of like the art style of it, and it was funded in quite quick time.
That is picking up really nicely. I'm very happy with that.
Oh, good. So it's kind of like a 1 to 4 player game, and from what I can tell, you're running around Avalon.
Oh, I have actually seen that. I have seen that.
I think we have now missed the 24-hour backing part where you get a 5th character. There are some dials and a miniature. There's a really nice, like, I'll scroll down a bit. I'll scroll down a bit further. There's some nice minis. But there's one of them, you get an expansion as part of it, and the minis. When I eventually get to it.
That's a big Kickstarter.
Yeah, well, these are the stretch goals.
Yeah.
They're minis. Hopefully that's picking up.
Yeah, it
nicely.
is.
They are some outstanding minis.
Can you just go down a little bit more? Up. A little bit more. There you go. In all its glory.
So they are some outstandingly beautiful minis.
So who thinks the second camera is a good idea now?
Oh yeah.
Good idea. But it's quite expensive.
How expensive?
I think it's in, well, let's just
Please not Kingdom Death.
No. So the core box itself is 70 fine English pounds.
That's not too bad.
Or 110 for the Excalibur.
That's not too bad.
Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon core box, all unlocked stretch goals, and Monsters Avalon miniature expansion. This pledge does not include shipping.
Yeah.
It's a UK company then.
No, I believe it's Polish.
Polish.
Wow, that's actually 21 days to go, and they've already
21 days.
that.
So it's been just over 24 hours. We've at this point it'll have missed.
It's only been 5 updates, so yeah, it's pretty fresh.
It's really fresh, and it is kicking up a lot of steam. And there's a little bit of people talking on some of the boards going, "Why does everyone like this? What's the thing?" I'm a bit.
Isn't that every game ever?
Yeah. I'm a bit net about it.
Busters game that everybody went, oh, look at this is amazing. I'm like, another weird World War II game. It's
with zombies. With zombies?
All sorts.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's Dust that's already done it.
Mm.
There's Secret of the Third Reich that's already done it, and several others that have already done it. But yeah, we'll stick a link for that in the description as well if people want to check that out.
That's really good.
Yeah.
While we're off camera, I'm going to taser Anth a few times so we can get a few more Kickstarters.
I'm not allowed any more Kickstarters. However, I do want a particular Kickstarter.
No. I'm not about you buying them. I'm about you going and finding them so we can show them off on camera.
You like your little second camera now, don't you?
Okay, right. Well, these people, please send so we can review.
Oh yeah, that too. That didn't get you off them at all. You should have done it on the main camera.
Nope.
Petrol 20. That means I get the thing, right?
Yeah. I can't believe that central camera is so slow compared to the mini one. But it's a good quality anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we'll keep you abreast of the situation.
Really, so Kickstarter corner.
Yeah, well, I should really spend more time looking at Kickstarter, but I'm not allowed at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird catch too. I'm not letting him to look at Kickstarter, but he needs to look at Kickstarter for the
Yeah.
podcast.
But it's because I see a Kickstarter and I go,
What else does he bring to the table? Door knowledge and graphs.
I didn't bring my. Next time I'm going to bring the fully updated version, which will show you the name of all my decks and the lovely table, which shows exactly how to play them and where they are.
Well, look forward to that. And on that, we're gonna leave you and cry into our drinks.
Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you.
Tell your friends. Bring your friends. Abduct a hobo off the street.
And send Windows 7 keys.
And L5R resources. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!